keynote screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, so yesterday's session we discussed the following topics. We continued framing additional rules for combinational design using MOS logic. We also defined what is pull-up network and pull-down network. Then we made the transistor level schematics for NMOS NOR gate, and also conclude about the problems in the output. Then we made the transistor level schematic for NMOS NAND gate and also discuss problems in the output. Then we made the schematic for PMOS NOT gate, and again we found the problems in the output. Last but not the least, the most important, we drew the generic block diagram of CMOS logic system. So 5 minutes we will just revise what we did yesterday. So we had defined pull-up network as it is a device or a combination of devices which are connected between plus VDD and output node. Similarly, pull-down network is a device or a combination of devices connected between output node and ground. And we also had made a point that pull-up network contains a device that device should be PMOS. Even if it is a combination of devices, it should be a combination of multiple PMOSes. Similarly, pull-down network, it is a device, means it has to be an NMOS. Similarly, if it is multiple devices, it is a combination of multiple NMOSes. Okay, the purpose of having PMOS devices in the pull-up network is that we want output node to be connected to VDD through a PMOS so that we get a strong one at the output. Similarly, we always put an NMOS in the pull-down network because we want the output node to be connected to ground through NMOS or a combination of NMOSes so that we get a strong 0. Okay, and then we told that one can implement logic design by first designing PUN followed by PDN. One can also implement by first designing PDN followed by PUN. Also remember that PUN and PDN are mirror images of each other. And also we have very important rule which we are going to use today is that a pull-up network always implements the function Y, while pull-down network always implements the function Y bar. And when we say that PUN and PDN are mirror images of each other, that means if the pull-up network contains a series connection between PMOSes, then pull-down should contain a parallel connection between NMOSes. If PUN contains parallel connection between PMOSes, PDN will contain series connection between NMOSes. If PUN contains series parallel connection between PMOSes, PDN will contain parallel series connection between NMOSes. Okay. Also an important rule that the source of PMOS always connected to plus VDD while source of NMOS always connected to ground. And we told whenever we draw a PMOS on paper, the upper terminal is source, lower is drain. When we draw an NMOS on paper, upper terminal is drain and lower is source. Always remember this thing. Okay. And then we had analyzed and we concluded that when we implement a NOR gate using NMOS logic, that is only NMOSes, the problem is that we get a weak 1 and strong 0, which is again not acceptable, because if the output is 1, it should be strong 1. If output is 0, it should be strong 0. So weak 1 and weak zeros are outputs which we will get if we use only P channel MOSFETs or N channel MOSFETs to realize the given logic. Okay, similarly, when we realized an NMOS NAND gate, after analysis we found that there is only one combination for which we get acceptable output. We get a strong 0 for 1 1 while we get weak ones for 3. That means we concluded again that there is no point implementing NAND gate using NMOS logic or NOR gate using NMOS logic, or similarly there is no point implementing NAND and NOR gates using PMOS logic, because in both these logics we get either a weak 1 or a weak 0. So if it is PMOS logic, we get a weak 0. If we use NMOS logic, we get a weak 1, which we do not want. That is why the solution to this problem of getting weak ones when we use NMOS logic and weak zeros when we use PMOS logic, okay, is solved by using NMOS CMOS logic. Okay, so last we actually drew the generic block diagram of CMOS logic, wherein we had the power rails plus VDD minus VSS, and instead of having only PMOSs between VDD and VSS or only NMOSs between VDD and VSS, now we have a combination of both PMOSs and NMOSs. So here if we carefully see, our digital system accepts capital N number of inputs and it generates one output, say Y. And we see that as per the definition, pull-up network is something which is connected between output node and VDD. We have shown that. So there is a pull-up network between output node Y and VDD rail. Similarly, pull-down network as per the definition is connected between output node and the ground. So I have written here that in the pull-up network, I can have all PMOSs in series. Then I will have all NMOSs in parallel in pull-down network. If I have all PMOSs in parallel in pull-up network, I will have NMOSs in series in pull-down network. If I have PMOSs in both series as well as parallel connectivity in the pull-up network, I must have NMOS devices in parallel series connectivity in pull-down network. If this happens, then because of pull-up network between Y and VDD, I will get a strong 1. Because NMOS devices are there in pull-down network, I will get a strong 0. That is why we made a comment. Due to the presence of PMOS only and NMOS only in pull-up network and pull-down network respectively, a CMOS logic implementation gives us both strong 1 and strong 0 at the output. This was the sum and substance of yesterday's discussion. Now today we are taking our discussion ahead on CMOS logic family. That is the first one, complementary CMOS, if you remember. So complementary CMOS logic family is one in which you use equal number of PMOSs and NMOSs. So if I use one PMOS in pull up, I must use one NMOS in pull down. If I use 4 NMOSs in pull down, I must use 4 PMOSs in pull up. So whenever the number of P channel devices in pull up network is equal to the number of NMOS devices in pull down network, it is called as complementary CMOS logic. Okay. Now we are going to frame again some additional rules that if a Boolean expression is given, how can we stepwise generate the transistor level schematic? Okay, so please understand one thing, that any digital system can be represented on different abstraction levels. So any digital system can be represented on different abstraction levels highest to lowest. And all of you know that the word abstraction means hiding of details. Okay, that means if the abstraction level is high, minimum details are revealed. When abstraction level is low, then maximum details are revealed. So when I say highest abstraction level, I actually means minimum details. And when I say lowest level of abstraction, I mean maximum details are there. Okay, so when I say minimum details, it actually means it is a block level representation. When I say lowest or maximum details, it can be transistor level. We know that transistors are made up of electrons and holes, but we do not represent on paper that kind of a detail. So, and one level above this can be a gate level. Okay, so between block level there can be gate level. Okay, that means any digital system we can have gate level or transistor level. So this is actually called as a schematic. So when I say this representation, any system, any digital system can be represented on different abstraction levels. So this is called as, actually this representation is called as a schematic. Okay, that is why we have block level schematic representation, gate level schematic representation, and transistor level schematic representation. Okay, so I can say schematics, schematic levels. I can have block level schematic. I can have okay. In fact, I can have one more level above this, that is called as algorithmic level, which is said to be on a still higher level of abstraction than block level. So I can say okay. As far as CMOS logic design is concerned, we actually work on transistor level starting from gate level. So And today we are going to discuss about realizing given Boolean expression using CMOS logic and transistor level schematic. Fine. So we'll frame a term transistor level schematic. Steps involved in generating transistor level schematic from given Boolean expression. Okay, fine. Step number 1. Okay. Is the given expression y or y bar? Okay, so whatever questions, so we are going to write down the steps, actually giving them a form of a question, and many of the questions which we ask are actually nothing but the rules already framed in the previous 2 sessions. So the step number 1 is that whichever Boolean expression is given to us is the expression y or y bar. Okay, and depending upon what is the answer, then we will decide whether we will be designing the pull up network or pull down network. Okay, so if the answer to this question is y, and if it is y bar, then the answer is, if it is y, then you design the pull up network first, and if it is y bar, you design pull down network. Okay, so then if y is given, first you design pull up network, and then you take a mirror image which is defined before. Okay, right. Okay, and if the given expression is y bar, then you have to reverse it. Okay, then you have to go like this. Okay, and this becomes 1. If given expression is y bar, start with pull down network, and then you take a mirror image and you get the pull up network. Okay, now the question that is it possible that given expression is y, but then I should start from y bar? Yes, it is like that. There is another rule for this. So now step number 2. How do I decide if I need to implement y or y bar first. Okay, so the rule is like this. Okay, if the given expression is y and it contains barred variables, I bracket में I am writing obtained after applying De Morgan's theorem. Okay, so if the given expression is y and it contains barred variables obtained after applying De Morgan's theorem, so you know that De Morgan's theorem says like this: break the line and change the sign. That is what is De Morgan's theorem. Change the sign. So when I say break the line means barred, okay, and change the sign means change and to or and vice versa. Okay, that is called De Morgan's theorem. One expression is y and it contains barred variables, then start with pull up network. Okay, why pull up network? Because pull up network contains PMOS devices, and I already told that a PMOS device gives of the input. The fact that a p-channel MOSFET or a PMOS device gives me complementation of the input variable. That is why if my expression already contains a bar, and when I use De Morgan's theorem, the bar breaks and we get complemented variables, and complemented variables can be easily obtained by applying the uncomplemented variable to the PMOS. That is why if the given expression is y and it contains a bar in the expression, you can apply De Morgan's theorem, you can achieve the complemented variables, and the complemented variables can be easily obtained by applying uncomplemented variables to the input of the PMOS. So that is why we have another opposite rule to this. If the given expression is y and it does not contain barred variables, since then consider y bar, then consider y bar instead of y, and start with PDN, pull down network, because we already told before that pull down network implements y bar and pull up network implements y. Start with, and then I can say start with PUN and proceed to pull down network Similarly, if you start with PDN, then you go to pull up network. Okay, and you know that the journey from pull up to pull down or pull down to pull up is simply taking a mirror image. Okay, fine. And step number 3, apply X to PMOS to obtain X bar. Apply X bar to NMOS to obtain X bar. Okay, anyways, no need to write like that. Apply X to NMOS to obtain X. Okay, so this is a PMOS and this is an NMOS. And the last rule is that to realize ANDing between two to realize ANDing between variables, connect MOSFETs in series and to realize ORing between variables, connect MOSFETs in parallel. Okay, it's like this. So before we actually go into problem solving, we will just highlight the important things which we just discussed. Okay, so what we discussed are the rules for CCMOS logic. The number of PMOS devices in PUN is equal to number of NMOS devices in PDN. So representing a digital system at different abstraction levels is actually called as schematic. Okay, and we told that schematic can be on different abstraction levels. Okay, abstraction means hiding of details. So when I say highest level of abstraction, minimum details, lowest level of abstraction, maximum details. So we can have the highest level of abstraction like having an algorithmic representation of system, till we can have the lowest, that is transistor level. So we have different schematic levels here. Algorithm level, block level, gate level, transistor level. For CMOS logic design, we are going to deal with transistor level. Okay, so now realizing the given Boolean expression using CMOS logic and transistor level schematic. So steps involved. Step number 1 is, if the given expression is y, start with PUN, go to PDN. Given expression is y bar, start from PDN and go to pull-up network. How do I decide if I need to implement y or y bar first? If the given expression is y and it contains barred variables, then start with pull up network, go to pull down network. Okay, and I told that you have to again revise what is De Morgan's theorem. Break the line and change the sign. If the given expression is y, but it does not contain barred variables, then consider y bar instead of y. Start with PDN and end with pull-up network. Step number 3 is this. Apply x to PMOS to get x bar. Apply x to NMOS to get x. Most important thing comes to the hardware connectivity or the physical connectivity between MOSFETs. In order to realize an ANDing operation between variables, connect MOSFETs in series. To realize, connect MOSFETs in parallel. That's it. Now there is no other rule which is required. So now directly we will start creating the schematics for NAND gate, NOR gate, OR gate, AND gate, etc. Okay, it's very simple. Let us put all rules into action by deriving transistor level schematics to realize the given Boolean expression. Okay, so let us put all rules into action by deriving transistor level schematics to realize the given Boolean expression. So the first functionality which you want to realize is a NAND gate. Okay. Derive the CMOS logic transistor level schematic for 2 input NAND functionality. Okay, it's very simple. Derive the CMOS logic transistor level schematic for 2 input NAND functionality. Solution. Okay, so we know that symbol of 2 input NAND gate would be like this. Inputs are A and B, output is Y. So please understand one thing, if you want to realize any functionality using CMOS, then you have to first write the Boolean expression. Okay, so we also know that the symbol is this, and Boolean expression is y equal to a dot b whole bar. Please understand this is the starting point of CMOS logic design. Okay, so now what I will do is this. I'll start applying the rules now. Okay, see now how I do it. So output y is equal to a dot b whole bar. Now we go back to the rules. What rule we have said? That if the given expression is y and it contains barred variables after applying De Morgan's theorem. So can we apply De Morgan's theorem to the expression? We can apply because we are having a bar over a and b. So by applying De Morgan's theorem, my equation number 1 now becomes equal to a bar odd with B bar. So this is my expression number 2. Now we already told that to apply X to PMOS to obtain X bar. Okay, so now the first term which we require is A bar and second term is B bar. So it is very clear if I want to obtain A bar. Now the thing is that my given expression Y already contains a bar above the terms. I repeat, our given expression for NAND gate Y is equal to A dot B whole bar. It already contains a bar. That is why I am going to design the pull-up network first. Okay, so this bar indicates that start with pull-up network. Pull-up network means PMOS devices. Okay, now what I need to do is, if I apply the variable A, if I apply the variable A to a PMOS, it will give me A bar. If I apply the variable B, if I apply the variable A to PMOS, I will get A bar. Similarly, if I apply the variable B to another PMOS, then I will obtain B bar. And because there is a logical ORing between A bar and B bar, it indicates that I am supposed to connect both PMOSs in parallel. This is the interpretation. Okay, so parallel. Now what I do is that if I want to directly convert it into something like a notation, so what I do is that I assume that this PMOS is P1 and this PMOS is P2. That is why I can read it that P1 parallel P2. That is why I will not write it like this. The way I have written, I'm going to write it in a different way. I will rewrite it. So this is how you should do it. Okay. So now see, what I do is that it is very natural that I need A bar, I need B bar. So I need two P channel MOSFETs. So see, so I will say the variable A applied to the MOSFET P1, PMOS B applied to the second. So it gives A bar, it gives B bar, and P1 parallel P2. So my conclusion is this. That means my pull-up network, is equal to first PMOS parallel with second PMOS. And we told that once the pull-up network has been devised, you can directly devise the pull-down network as a mirror image. So pull-up network is P1 parallel P2. So pull down network will be, for P1 I have N1, for P2 I have N2, and now I have a series connection between these two. So I can actually write this. It is P1 parallel P2 and I have N1 series N2. Okay, so this particular thing, pull-up network, is realized like this. See how to draw the pull-up network. P1 parallel P2. So this is P1, this is P2. Bubbles to indicate it is a PMOS. Again here I will apply the variable A to the first PMOS. If you want, then I will write down the names inside. So P1, P2. Variable A applied to P1, variable B applied to P2. P1 parallel P2 is there. Now the pull-up network is over. From here I have the output Y. Similarly, I have to draw the pull down network in the same way. The difference is pull down network is now connected between Y and VSS. So I have my output Y and here I have my VSS. So now my pull down network is N1 series N2. So between output Y and VSS, I have two NMOS devices which are actually connected in series. I will write down N1, N2. This is how you connect N1 in series with N2. And same thing like before, I have to apply A to N1 and B to N2. So please understand one thing, that here the variable A is connected to both P1 and N1. Similarly, the variable B is connected to both P2 and to N2. So that is why whatever I apply to P1 must be applied to N1. Whatever I apply to P2 must be applied to N2. That is why I will write down A applied to N1 and B applied to N2. So I have to combine the pull up and pull down networks in order to realize the entire CMOS implementation. So I can say here that this is my pull up network and this is my pull down network, and my CMOS implementation is a combination of both of them. So I will rewrite here. So my power rails VSS and here is my output Y. In the pull down network, I have P1 parallel P2. N1 series N2. Okay. P1 parallel P2, N1 series N2. And see how I'm making the connections. A and B. So okay, I can say that this is my CMOS logic implementation. Okay, so between output Y and VDD, I have pull up network which is consisting of P1 parallel P2. Similarly, this is my pull down network which is consisting of N1 series N2. It's so simple. If you want to prove that this particular circuit diagram is acting as a NAND gate, then what we can do? We can do this. Okay. So let us now check what will be the truth table realized. So I will say A, B, Y. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So now I will not write anything here, but I will actually analyze it here. Okay. So first case will be A equal to 0, B equal to 0. Okay. And we already know that we are applying the variables to the gates of the MOSFETs. So we have gate here, gate here, gate of N1, gate of N2. So whenever the gate of PMOS gets a 0, it becomes on. When it gets a 1, it becomes off. Similarly, whenever the gate of NMOS receives a 1, it becomes on. It receives a 0, it becomes off. Okay. So A equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. So from this we can actually write down the statuses. For A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, the status will be P1 equal to on, P2 equal to on, N1 will be off, and N2 will be off. So we see here in the pull-up network, both the switches are short circuited. That is why the output is equal to 1. Okay, it is pulled up, and I will say I will not write down 1 here, because whenever I say output 1, I should comment it is weak 1 or a strong 1. So now you see that for A equal to 0, B equal to 0, P1, P2 are on, N1, N2 are off. Output is connected to VDD through PMOS. So my output is equal to strong 1. Okay. Similarly, we have another case 0, 1, A equal to 0, B equal to 1. So what is the status? Okay, so A equal to 0 means what? P1 is on, B equal to 1 means P2 equal to off, N1 is equal to off, and B is equal to 1, so N2 equal to on. Got the point? What is the conclusion now? What is the output now? P1 is on, P2 is off, N1 is off, and N2 is on. So output is equal to
1.
correct. It will be 1. So it is, again you made a mistake. It is strong 1. Okay. A equal to 1, B equal to 0. So P1 equal to off, P2 equal to on, N1 equal to on, and N2 equal to off. Y is again equal to strong 1. Last, A equal to 1, B equal to 1, P1 is off, P2 is also off, N1 is on, N2 is on, output equal to strong 0. Okay, so we have 1, 1, 1 and 0. So we have strong 1, strong 1, strong 1, strong 0. So acceptable, 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 and acceptable. So we have the perfect output which is required from the digital system. Okay, so this is how we analyze it. Okay, so again, if you want to apply the same kind of rule for realizing a NOR gate, then it is exactly the opposite. Okay, now it will not take any time. To input NOR gate, so we have Y equal to A odd with B whole bar. So because we are having a bar in the expression, that means we can actually start with pull-up network using De Morgan's theorem. I have A bar, B bar. So we have A applied to the first PMOS. I have B applied to second PMOS, and they are in series. So I can say the conclusion is P1 series P2. So pull down network will be nothing but N1 parallel N2. Okay, that is why if I combine both of them, it becomes the power rails here minus VSS output node Y, and my pull-up is P1 series P2. So I have P1 series P2 forming the pull-up network. A and B pull down network. I have N1 parallel N2. And if we actually analyze this particular circuit diagram, then we'll obtain these things: 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So 0 0 we have to get a strong 1, strong 0, strong 0 and strong 0. I hope that this is the correct truth table for a NOR gate, right? So for OR gate it was 0 1 1 and 1. So it has to be 1 0 0 0, correct? So it is correct. Okay, so because both inputs and both ones and zeros are strong, that is why this is actually acceptable. Okay, so these are called as, okay, fine, what do you mean by simple gates and compound gates? That we will discuss, on Friday. Anybody has any questions to ask? We still have 3 minutes to go.